get it, gal. Dirty morning. Here you go.
Are you nervous when you get an observation and admin comes to your room? I'm going to give you the cheat code to score well in your observations to get good ratings. First step is to take everything they show you in the professional developments or the meetings and put it in your lesson plan. So for example, right? We at the time we were going over quick writes and turn and talk, right? Adding discussions. So whatever they told me in that professional development about quick writes and turn and talks, I put in my lesson plan and I implemented it and I practiced it as soon as they told me. So by the time I did get observed informally, when I did jump in, they would see it and it would look natural in my classroom, right? So that's brownie points, right? The next step is in your debrief. Whatever they tell you to do next or next step, you know they're always gonna have to tell you what to work on next, even if you did really well. Whatever they tell you, write it down and put it in your lesson plan. So next time when they come, they can say, oh, wow, well, you worked on what we spoke about. Because they already have it because they took notes on it. So they're gonna know. That helps as well, you know? And then every time you have a debrief or a PD, just add that stuff into your lesson plan. Practice it. I know sometimes you may not want to do it because, you know, it messes up your flow, but it will make you a better teacher just to be diverse. And it'll make you more talented actually to add stuff that they're telling you what to do and suggesting, because the powers that be wants the admin to tell you guys to do it. If you could add that and still keep your style, you'll be like a way better teacher. Also, making lesson plans, right? So here, a lot of this stuff is the same. Like all I really change is the objective, the standards, of course. The materials never change, mostly the same stuff unless you're doing like a special project, right? Of course, the do now changes per day, but the groupings don't really change. I make a detailed and descriptive way of grouping, so that, you know, when admins see it, it looks good, and it's not really for me because I already know what I'm doing, but it looks good for when people look at it. You know, when you get observed by the superintendent, it looks real nice. So I make it real descriptive and detailed. Scaffolding, that changes every now and then depending on what you do, but it's the same. It's basically the same thing. And what I got this scaffolding by Google and stuff, like scaffolding different ways for depending on whatever lesson I'm doing. I copy and paste it and make it and tailor it to what I'm doing in my own lesson. Differentiation, we use think, pair, and share. That really stays the same. I tweak it depending on what we're doing to make it to relate it to the lesson, so it fits. The agenda really never changes, unless you're doing like a project or whatever, but it stays the same mostly. Of course, the introduction to practice, the mini lesson, that's gonna change every day, right? But kind of like the same structure. I kind of like write a lot, so you don't have to, it doesn't have to be like this. And then the activity, well, you know what you're doing, and that comes from your lesson, right? You just take whatever you have in your lesson and you just put it here in my activity, right? The closing, this is like the exit ticket, right? I just copy and paste the exit ticket from the assignment and put it here just so the teacher can see it, even though it's on the activity. I just want to, you know, make sure they see it, right? Because, you know, they like to, oh, I didn't see this. Okay, it's right here and it's in the lesson. You got it, you see it. And the rubric, you know, they like to see rubrics. It looks fancy. So my rubric is, of course, everything we're doing is using the cube method. So I always have that here, right? You got your self-assessment for the student, and then the peer assessment, you know, their classmate. And yep, that's it. Comment below on your thoughts, and I will see you guys tomorrow.